Welcome to Life Unedited. This is your lifestyle guide to living a life that aligns solely with you. I am your host, Tabitha Sweeney, a coach and inspirational speaker who is all about authenticity, friendly sass, and helping you unlock your best self. What's up, guys? How we doing? Welcome back. Whew. It is the summer solstice. It's the longest day of the year. And it is a day to reflect on the last season and set our intentions for the upcoming season. So that's what I want to do today. How do we feel about that? I want to talk about the past season, which was spring, and the upcoming season, which is summer. And I don't know about you, but for me personally, when I sit back and I think about spring, it's like spring was never even here. Like, it is already June 21st. It is honest to God, like spring never came. I went from blizzards and snowstorms into summer. It feels like every day goes faster and faster. I have made a lot of personal growth this past season. I have sat in a lot of uncomfortableness. I have opened my mind to accept so many concepts and beliefs and lifestyles that previously I would never have been okay with. And I find that to be so fascinating. And I find that to be exhilarating. Much of the spring, I feel like I missed. But it's funny because I feel like it was almost like this cocoon period, like this hibernation period. So in the winter, I had set out to start dating. I had set out to finish the next steps of my healing journey. And at the beginning of that journey, it was really hard and it was really ugly. I was not attracting nice things to me. I wasn't happy, but I wasn't sad. I didn't know what I wanted. I felt so lost. I felt so lost. I remember having such in-depth conversations with so many different people. I got on apps that I was so far out of my comfort zone and so far out of my league. I didn't know what any of these acronyms meant. I didn't know what I was doing. I knew nothing, but I knew that I needed to learn more. I knew there was a piece of me that was missing that had always been missing, and I had to figure it out. So I started contacting people and asking if I could talk to them and asking them questions and just learning, just deep dive learning, talking to people in open relationships, talking to people in poly relationships, talking to people in a swinger lifestyle, talking to people in a BDSM lifestyle, talking to all of these people. Here I was, this very strict Catholic girl who's ever only had one idea of what a relationship would look like, and that was monogamous and forever. And I had never had anything in my life that was not monogamous. And I very clearly failed at the forever part, but I won't say it like that because I did not fail at the forever part. I allowed myself to live and I gave myself permission, right? So I literally had no experience with this. I had no idea what I wanted. I had no idea what was even out there, but I decided I was going to find out. On that journey, I also met several other people who were in the same exact boat as me, who didn't know what was out there, who didn't know who they were. And I had no idea who I was outside of being a mom, an abused wife, a business owner, a struggling business owner. I had no idea what I was. I Dreams had been ripped from me. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I wanted. I knew that I was going to be the way I chose a partner again was going to be very different, and I knew the qualifications I was going to qualifications is such a funny word, right? But like the standards of what my expectations for the next person was going to be very different. But how could I have expectations for the next person if I don't know who I am, right? So my winter was really dedicated to learning who I was on a level that nobody else could help me with. And I achieved that. And the next phase, the spring, it was my hibernation phase because you know what spring was for me? It was learning to get really, really uncomfortable with everything I thought I wanted. Because what I always thought I wanted no longer fit who I was. And who I was becoming, who I was today, what I wanted no longer fit this very strict lifestyle that I grew up with. And the only way I was going to get comfortable with it was really turning inward and figuring out as I went along. So that's what I did. I turned inward, got really quiet, really still with myself, and I decided it was time for me to figure it out and to honor myself. And so for the past 3 months, that's really all I've done. I've honored myself. I've had reminders over and over again that I am not responsible for if someone else gets hurt. I am not responsible for anyone else's decisions. I am not responsible for what someone else thinks of me. Those are some pretty big lessons to have to get comfortable in. I had to get comfortable having hard conversations. Conversations that truly aren't that hard for me to have anymore. I had to get comfortable with my friends not being comfortable with my life and my decisions. I had to learn how to differentiate from when a friend is making me feel like I need to justify myself and when they are challenging me to be better. It was a period of absolute self growth, of allowing myself to have permission that I should have had all along. Boom. That's what spring was for me. So now here I sit at summer, And as I reflect back, I am filled with the utmost gratitude. I am filled, I could start crying with like grateful tears when I think about the way the universe up leveled the people it was going to bring me in the spring versus who it gave me and who it granted me access to in the winter. I started really centering in the spring on my next version of me, calling her to come out, in allowing her to arrive. And it feels so fucking good. And from there, I'm standing on the brink of summer saying, what am I going to call forth for summer? Because today, as I stand here, I know who I am. I know what I want in my life. I know exactly where I am going. My career has become crystal clear. There is no doubt. I know exactly what I am doing, exactly where I am going, my complete purpose. And it feels amazing. So as I sit here and I reflect on the gratitude I have for the people who have entered my life, for the people who have been in my life for years, who are still in my life because I cut a lot of ties. So to those who were in my life previously and continue to remain in my life, you bring a level of value, respect, and healing that so many people didn't make the cut on. And as I call forward the next version and I say, what are we doing in this next season? This next season is about business growth. This next season is when the finances come. This next season is when we break those upper limits. We shatter them. This next season is when it all comes together. Because I have been doing all of the learning. I have been sowing all of the seeds. I have been practicing all of my patience. Okay, I'm not really good at that one yet, but I'm working on it, right? Because that's the reality. I have taken things I've believed and I have turned them upside down. I have fully accepted who I am, where I am going. I have claimed what I want. This is the season where it all comes together. It is such a beautiful time. So I stand here and I am so excited. And my intention for this next season is to slow the fuck down. Because spring, I was so consumed with what's the word? Like I had read you go from like you hear the lesson, you read the lesson to like now you have to believe the lesson, you have to become the lesson, right? Like it has to become a part of you. That's what spring was. Like spring was a transformation. It was the cocoon. This next season is about spreading the wings to fly. This next season is about breaking limits. It's about doing things nobody thought I could do. It's about every single sacrifice and every single heartache finally showing me why they were here. It's about believing in myself that I am more worthy than I've ever believed, that I know what I deserve, and that I absolutely under no circumstance am going to put up with anything less than anymore ever again. This next season is no holds bar. This next season is all about business, but it's also about slowing down because as the business grows, I get more of the reason for starting the business, right? Which is life outside the business. I want to slow down. I want to get outside. I want to spend time with my children. I want to do all the things. And this is the season in which that's all going to happen. So, as I set my intentions today, I set my intentions around the fact that I know the seeds that I've sown and the seeds I've sown for years prior. I know that I'm going to take a deep breath in and exhale. And I am going to forgive myself and let go of everything that I held on just a little too long for, of all my past mistakes. I'm going to let it go. And I am going to move forward in the only way that I know how, which is all out. It is time to win. It is time for me to win. It is time for you to win. So tonight, before you go to bed, I want you to reflect on the past 3 months, the last season of life. What did you learn? What did you take away? Is there anything you need to release? Is there anything you need to lean further into? And then I want you to claim what is yours in this next season. I want you to set your intentions. I want you to light them on fire. I want you to believe them so deep in your soul. What is it that you want for this next season? What are you going to take? What are you going to call for the universe to deliver to you? I want you to write it. I want you to feel it. I want you to say it in your mind. I want you to say it out loud. I want you to get really fucking specific. You want to make more money? How much money? You want to work less in the office, then start adjusting your schedule. Start getting really uncomfortable. Do the uncomfortable things so that they can become comfortable. Do not forget when you give yourself these reflections and you're saying what you're calling forward. The universe works in mysterious ways. The universe has your back all the time. But don't forget, you have to do the work in order for her to have your back. So, are you Like, reflect in with real honesty, super raw and vulnerable. Are you actually doing the work? Or are you just making yourself look busy? Are you just distracting yourself? Because we've all been there and we've all done it. Whatever it is you want to call it forward and then take that first step into that next season. Happy solstice, guys. It's the longest day of the year. Let go of the old, bring in the new, do a few really deep cleansing breaths, burn a little sage, get a little witchy. Long story short, do some visualization. Get really comfortable with what you want in this world. Because until you're comfortable, here's the thing. Can I tell you one last secret before we go? You have to get comfortable. You have to know exactly what it is you want. You have to be crystal fucking clear. Because if you're not crystal fucking clear, the universe is not going to bring it to you. The other thing is you have to know you deserve it. If you don't believe that you deserve it, the universe will never bring it. You have to know you're worthy. You're worthy. We are all worthy. We all have to believe that there is enough wealth, abundance, um, beautifulness for each and every human on this planet. Move into that abundance mindset. Get rid of the scarcity mindset. There is more than enough for you to succeed. There is more than enough for you to meet your goals. There is more than enough for you to have the life you want. But if you don't believe that in your core, you're never going to get it. So work on truly, truly believing that. On that note, you guys, I hope you have a fantastic day. Mwah! Go out and do something good today.